What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Critical Overlord here. We're going to be talking about a few different horror topics in this video here today. We'll be talking about Scream 7, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, The Black Phone 2, The Strangers Chapter 2 a bit, and the Saw franchise. I should just say Saw 11. But let's start off here with Scream 7. Mason Gooding chatted with US Weekly recently about the upcoming 7th film and said this: "I'll say that the movie is domestic. I'll say it's homely and unconventional." Then he went on to say this about Kevin directing: "From a creative standpoint, he is the dream because he created that world. So having a level of understanding and world building and in background and ethos of just the concept in general of Scream was incredibly gratifying and also led to a greater understanding of the lifeblood of the series as a whole." Gooding notes that while Chad is just one piece of the greater machine of the universe, he still benefits greatly from Williamson's input. He added that as both part of the cast and as a fan himself, he believes people will find Williamson's participation an all-encompassing addition to the movies that can hit on all those tone and world-building elements that you maybe hope for in a sequel or just in a franchise in general. Now, I personally do want Kevin Williamson to nail this. I just have a lot of concerns about the film, considering it's the upteenth return of Sidney Prescott and the tension that scenes could lack. It's the Sidney scenes for me that will make or break it. I have no doubt in my mind that Neve Campbell will deliver another wonderful performance. She's yet to deliver a bad performance in any of these Scream movies. But how many times can you trick me into thinking she's going to die? I'm going into the film expecting her to live, so you got to give me at least one instance of her life being in jeopardy in a way that makes me go, oh my God, they're really going to kill Sidney. Scream 4 came at a time where you hadn't had many Scream movies in a while, and when they had that kitchen moment with Jill, in the back of my mind, I was like, that was a good moment from Kevin. Because while I had this certainty she would be revealed to be alive, you know, the lifeless body of, well, seemingly lifeless body of Sidney Prescott, that did something to me at the time. And I would like to have that same experience while watching Scream 7. Even though, again, I can know for certain she will live, make me doubt it. Make me doubt it. That's what I'm really just concerned about. How are these scenes with Sidney going to either have tension or lack tension? But even if you don't do that, how much will I believe anyone not Tatum's friends or a newbie is in danger? So many characters feel like a guaranteed survival going into Scream 7. And at least with the core 4, I could think, well, they let all of you live last time. Now all bets are off and I don't know who is living or dying. But fingers crossed if Scream 7 turns out to be a quality film and not the first turd in the franchise. Let's talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Got our first look at Chase Wonders filming the Buffy sequel New Sunnydale, and to avoid any problems with this video, I'll direct you all to watch the footage of Chase on TikTok via the user Haunted Ryan. We know she's guest starring as a vampire named Shirley. Jeff Snyder first reported her participation. Variety and the other trades started confirming her role as Shirley, and I'm already loving her clothes from what we can see in the footage. Lots of shots of Vampire Weekend are making the rounds online. The cosplaying I've teased is being noticed by many of you. I really can't believe that this universe is coming back to me, as I'm sure many of you have the same feeling. We also got this look at Sunnydale High, the Sunnydale High attraction, I should say. So this isn't the actual new school for anyone that's confused, because remember, it's supposed to be called New Sunnydale Academy, so this isn't the actual school. They've just rebuilt it for the sake of this maze that's featured in the pilot. That's all I will say. It's not the actual school. I want to see Chase's vampire face because you can't see it in the new look that was on TikTok, but the clothing that she's wearing definitely gives off old Sunnydale vibes. I didn't even stop to consider how many vampires were trapped underground after the events of Chosen. So I'm glad through Shirley we will be exploring or at least addressing that, because that is a... But what did you guys think about the first look at Chase? Let me know all of that down in the comment section below. If you go over to, again, Haunted Ryan over on TikTok, there should be a video up of Chase. And you might also see her tag team partner, potentially, if that's him standing with her, who could be playing Jack. I couldn't make out who that was, but if you can make out who that star was, let me know down in the comment section below. Now, let's talk about Saw. So, reputable member of the Saw community, Vink360, has returned on the Saw subreddit with an important update. Development on the next Saw film is fully underway, but it's too early to say what this will ultimately be. Now, most diehard fans want a follow-up to Saw X, but the fact of the matter is, as Vink pointed out in his post, the diehards aren't enough to sustain Saw for the foreseeable future. We just found out Blumhouse is now in the mix. James and Lee Winnell are back at the head of creative, I believe. And James seems more interested in moving beyond John Kramer, and he's not wrong for wanting to do that. That's what you have to do for Saw to be able to sustain itself and avoid any creative hiccups when it comes to certain stories you want to tell. But Vink has shared people are actively working on it in a creative capacity. I don't believe the next film will be John focused, nor does it need to be. It's just a preference that a lot of us have. Saw has to capitalize on a new antagonist for this to be able to stay alive for the foreseeable future without running into any hiccups. You can't just keep doing John Kramer. There is a reality many people I know don't like to engage with, but Tobin Bell is not going to be up for this role all the time. He's just not going to be. He has done a phenomenal job as John Kramer, but the fact of the matter is, we're in an era in which I think you can continue to milk a popular IP, because that's what they're doing, but you have to concoct a character who is as compelling, as captivating, and has this aura around him the way that Tobin Bell brought to John Kramer. They didn't do that with Jigsaw. They didn't do it with Spiral, but a lot of that could be attributed to what was going on at the time of when Spiral dropped. I think that an audience is out there for Saw films that don't involve John Kramer. I think they are out there, and I think they are ready. We have to see what they can concoct, and if it's well received, then I would say, okay, continue to not bring John Kramer back. I want to see what James Wan has to cook up. The last thing I want to address here is going to be The Black Phone 2 and The Strangers Chapter 2. Both of these films are going to be premiering at Fantastic Fest this year. So we should be getting our first reactions to the films during the weekend of, I think, September 18th through the 25th. But definitely sometime next month at Fantastic Fest, you can expect the first reactions to both of those films to start appearing online. If you're someone who's been looking forward to both of those movies, or maybe you're going to be in attendance for Fantastic Fest, you'll be the first couple of people to be able to see it at Fantastic Fest. I just wanted to share that. I want The Black Phone 2 to be a hit with me, but from what I know with the story and the way it goes, I don't see me having much positives to say about it other than, okay, that was fun. The kids are still great performers. Ethan Hawke did his thing again, but the writing and the way they're connecting dots to certain things, I just want to see what the discussion is around some of these twists in this story. And maybe we'll start to see some of that once it premieres at Fantastic Fest. Because right now, I'm a little bit on the fence. I'm still excited for The Black Phone 2, but I want to be pleasantly surprised. So I'm going to go into it with even lower expectations. Let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section below. If you haven't already, of course, make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications, remember this video in the description. I have links to all my social media accounts. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can message me there to let me know if there's any movies, news, or reviews you'd like me to cover in the future. And with all that in mind, guys, I will see you in the next video.